Hello, class. Welcome back. Today, we are going to continue our course on reptiles and amphibians. But we're going to do something a little different. We're going to take a break from classroom activity, and instead we are going to go on a virtual tour to a zoo that is completely dedicated to reptiles and amphibians, and where we will witness firsthand some of these beautiful, exotic reptiles and amphibians that most of us would never see out in the wild. Now, on this video tour, you will notice signs with information about the species. I encourage you to pause the video so you can read some interesting, informative facts about each and individual species. I hope that you will enjoy this tour and that you will find it educational and fun. So, without further ado, enjoy. Okay, so the first one we have is the albino American alligator. This is a very rare mutation, if you will. It's called albinism. But he's really cool. Look at him. He's just chilling. Now, over here in the corner, you'll see a snapping turtle. I guess it's the albino alligator's friend. They're just hanging out together. Now we're gonna take a little walk over here, and we'll see some normal American alligators. Two of them, as a matter of fact. They grow up to 6 to 13 feet. So they get pretty big. And they're both just soaking up some heat to keep warm. because with reptiles, they are cold-blooded, which means they need heat in order to function. Now, this is something that is not normally seen in the area that I live. Bamboo. I think they look really cool though. I like bamboo forests. Now up here we will see multiple tiny little turtles. Look at them all. They're all just snuggled up together, going for a swim. I wish I could have got the sound of the little waterfall there, but unfortunately, it was pretty noisy. Here we have a forest tortoise. He's a medium-sized tortoise. There he is. He's pretty cool. He's very prehistoric looking. He's really cool. Now next up we have, and I have a hard time pronouncing this, an axolotl, I think it's called. There he is. You see, he has these little gill type things on the side of his head. Down here we have a Panamasian golden frog. He's all tucked in there. Next we have a tomato frog. Grows around 2 to 4 inches. There he is. I guess they call him a tomato frog because he's round. He's real fat. Here we have the orange-eyed tree frog. There he is. He's a really cool looking frog. Kind of reminds me of Kermit the Frog. A real beautiful green color. Such bright eyes. Next we go to something a little larger. A little more scarier. This is the reticulated python, which grows anywhere from 16 to 22 feet. It is found in Southeast Asia. This is quite a large snake. Next up we have 3 snakes. The timber rattlesnake, the copperhead, and the black rat snake. Now all 3 of these are very common where I live. them are venomous and one is not. But all three of these snakes sometimes hang out together. You'll even find the non-venomous black rat snake sharing dens with both of these snakes. There's the copperhead. Next up we have the coral snake and the milk snake. Remember, red on black, friend of Jack. Red on yellow, kill a fellow. There's one hiding in the corner there. Next we have the sidewinder rattlesnake. Now this snake will actually move sideways. And the tracks are really easily identifiable. It looks like a bunch of swirls going sideways. It's a really cool rattlesnake. Up next we have the eastern diamondback rattlesnake. This rattlesnake can grow up to 7 feet long. Longer than most men are tall. Now here comes my finger soon. There it is. And that's the rattle right there where I'm pointing. He shakes it back and forth, giving a warning, telling whatever it thinks is a threat to back off. Here's some information that you can pause and read. Okay, up next is the Gabon viper and the green mamba. Right there's the green mamba. Beautiful color. Very beautiful, but very, very deadly snake. And down here's the Gabon viper. Look at the patterns. It's magnificent. Here we have the cottonmouth, which is also a venomous snake. Very similar to a copperhead. He looks mad. next, the red spitting cobra, which can grow up to 5 feet long and comes from East Africa. Kinda looks like an earthworm, especially with the red color. But that is one dangerous earthworm. And speaking of cobras, up next we have the king cobra right around the corner here. There it is. 12 to 16 feet length from Eastern Asia. This thing can kill an elephant. Very dangerous snake. He's tucked back in there. The big squeeze talks about constrictors. Here we have the eyelash viper and dart poison frogs. Both come from South America. Look at these. These little frogs are so cute, but so dangerous. Their colors are just absolutely beautiful. I think that might be my favorite one right there. The green and the black. Kinda looks like, he's got camouflage on, you know? Like military camouflage. But look at those. Really bright colored. Next we have another snake that is common around where I live. The garter snake, which can grow up to 2 to 4 feet. Now, I've caught a lot of garter snakes before, but I've never caught one that was 4 feet long. Even 2 feet's pushing it. But yeah, these are gentle, docile little snakes, completely harmless. They're not venomous. They won't kill you, but they will keep bugs away from your house. Maybe even baby mice. Up next is the mangrove snake. This one is venomous. 6 to 8 feet long from Eastern Asia. There he is, hanging in the vines. Those are some cool tiger stripes right there. Next we move on to some geckos. The leopard gecko from southern Asia, India, Pakistan, Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran. They have quite a range. There he is, hiding behind the rocks there. But don't worry, there's another one right over here. There he is. Or at least the tail end of one. Next we have a Cuban night anole. There he is, just hanging on the glass. It's really neat how their feet can pretty much stick to any surface like that. It's as if he was ready for the camera. Here we have the veiled chameleon from Yemen and Saudi Arabia. Lizard family tree. And there he is. These guys are really cool. And their movements are so ASMR style. They're really slow and very gentle and peculiar about, the way they move. I was hoping that he'd move, but he didn't. Here we have the bearded dragon. And he grows from 1 to 2 feet and is from eastern Australia. There he is, with his little beard. If you'll look right at his cheek there, you'll see why he's called a bearded dragon. It looks like he has a stylish little beard. Now up next is the Gila monster. And this guy is poisonous. But very beautiful coloration. as you can see, the orange and the black. What a beautiful lizard. Now, up next, well, I'll give you time to read this. Up next, things get a little bigger. The green anaconda. Look at this big fella. It's massive. If this snake would wrap around you, it'd be game over. Later on, we're going to see him feed. Now we have the rhinoceros iguana and the forest tortoise. Now, these guys are silly. Watch. So there's the rhinoceros iguana. He has his own food, but he don't want that. He's gonna go over here to the forest tortoises and eat their food. There's the little tortoises. Look how cute they are. Just chomping away. Eating their lunch. I'm gonna guess that all these guys are just best friends. And they don't mind sharing a meal. Here we have the African dwarf crocodile. They grow up to 6 feet, anywhere from 4 to 6 feet in length. Which isn't really too big. There he is. He's sleeping. Must have had a really long day. And here we go. They are attempting to feed the green anaconda. That is a dead chicken. Now I spoke to the zookeeper that was feeding him, and she said that it'll take forever to eat it. I guess he had a chicken earlier in the day, and she said he'll probably eat this one later on in the night. But I was kind of hoping to be able to film, but what can you do? Here's the difference between alligator and crocodile. Alligators have a rounded snout, and crocodiles have an elongated snout. Hanging from the ceiling, you'll see some skeletons. Next up, we have the famous saltwater crocodile. I'll let you have time to read that. I bet you were expecting a big one. Well, this here is a juvenile saltwater crocodile. He's a tiny little fella. He definitely wasn't afraid of me. Next we have the snake-necked turtle. Which is from Indonesia. And you'll see why they call it a snake-necked turtle. See? They have a really long neck. Here we have the mata turtle from South America. Now, if we were in a river, this turtle would look like leaf litter. Here we have the Aldabra tortoise. And the Komodo dragon. There's some back there. There's one right there. Look how massive they are. That is a giant turtle. Or, excuse me, tortoise. Now this here is the indoor enclosure for the tortoise. And I'll let you take some time to read this. That is a replica of their plates and their shell. Al and Henry are their names. There is a skull. Now we move on to the Komodo dragon. And he is inside today. That is not a real foot, it is a replica. is a replica of what their scales feel like. And here he or she is. What a majestic lizard. It's like looking at a dinosaur. Its head kind of reminds me of a velociraptor. He must have heard me. Well, time to go. That was creepy. But that was actually quite perfect. How he just looked right at me. Scary, creepy, but perfect. That there was it was either a replica or it was an actual skull of a Komodo dragon. I'm not 100% sure. And that's what an egg from a Komodo dragon looks like. Alright everyone, I hope you all enjoyed this tour. Hope you could find it educational, fun,